Children should know you were struggling.
They should?
So they don't take for granted.
Why should they know you were struggling?
They should know that things don't come easy. They should know that, hey, you weren't born with a silver spoon. Hey, there's a price to be paid for this. Hey, that wasn't free. Hey, I made certain sacrifices. They should know that. Because when kids don't know that, they grow up with a crazy, stupid sense of reality.
Like
I think
money
kids
just grow on trees.
Money grow on trees. That you can take $20 shirt or a $50 shirt or $100 shirt and just treat it any kind of way. Or, you take stuff that, that I had to work hard for and just disregard it, or you don't respect certain things. So no, I think children should have a real sense of reality. There's a way to teach your children the struggles. There's a way to teach them those life lessons without them having to carry the burden.
I'm feeling this. I'm your professor, I will test you in the worst way. Don't bring a Scantron, pop quizzes all day. Cause of our chemistry, we do biology. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail, you saw the clip. These kids gotta know. Like, sometimes adults dealing with other adults gotta know that, people had to work for stuff. They had to work hard for stuff. They can't take things for granted, I've noticed over the years that I've seen a lot of people who act like everything is just replaceable. I can get another one. And that goes for materials and it goes for people. And one of the things that I've noticed is the people who I've seen who think everything is just replaceable and you can get a new everything have normally been people who haven't had a real struggle in life. That's what has normally been like. And you wind up seeing how since they take everything for granted, they really wind up with nothing at the end of the day. And if you have kids, you don't want your kids to grow up to be that. That idea that, I'm gonna wake up one day and I'm the one. God chose me. I just take. I'm supposed to have $100 t-shirts and underwear and socks on, and I just throw them all away. And I never, I never wash. I need somebody to wash for me. I need a maid. I don't cook. I need a chef. You get what I'm saying? And it becomes an issue because when kids don't understand that parents have to make sacrifices and they've made sacrifices, they become entitled and inconsiderate. You get what I'm saying? Very entitled, very inconsiderate. And like the lady was saying, with money growing on trees. I remember being a child and like, I got a few dollars in my pocket. We rich. We got everything. But I was just happy as a kid. I didn't realize we were poor until I got older. We were poor. Sometimes we was poor. Sometimes we wasn't. Let's just put it like that. But this idea that, we're going to make life easy on the next generation. It's one thing to give them something like inheritance. It's another thing to give them inheritance and them go party with it. And that's what happens a lot of times when people are given too much. Like you're given something from somebody else without the story of how they struggled to get it. And I've referenced this before, but you wind up with the Raisin in the Sun mentality. The book, the play, Raisin in the Sun, and the brother. I think the last time they remade it, his brother was played by Diddy, if I'm not mistaken, and he took the father's like retirement pension money or whatever, and wanted to make a business deal and had no idea about business, and the guy ran off with all the money, and he came back all heartbroken, but he didn't care about everybody else who all that stuff was for. He just cared about himself and what he wanted and what he thought that he deserves. He didn't even think about, this is my piece, this is their piece, this is their piece. He just I'm just all in because I want to make moves. I want to be seen. I want to be a businessman. And that's what happens when you deal in those type of scenarios where your kids don't realize the struggle you're in. Like sometimes I've seen it where people go, I would never do what you do for a living. I would never do that. Like I would never in a million years do that. And it's like, okay, cool, you won't do this, but since you won't do what I do for a living, could you stop asking me for stuff? Could you stop depending on me to be responsible and to be dependable and for this work that I put in on a daily basis? Can you stop living off of me? Can you stop eating off of my plate? Since you would never do this, do what you do. And sometimes, sometimes people have to actually do what other people do or be in their position to have a clear understanding and a respect of the sacrifices that people make. Like, when I was younger, some of you kids look good. Y'all look fresh, whatever. Your parents looking out for y'all. But understand your parents might be looking out for you, but they're sacrificing themselves. They're like, you're looking better than them. And if all you're concerned about is looking fly, that's a problem. They're just trying to give you a standard of living that to give you a floor where this is, this is where you start at. And that standard of living, at a certain point, you getting taught lessons to start at that standard of living and maintain that standard of living and exceed that standard of living. But a lot of y'all just become entitled and you got your hand out and, gimme more, give me some more. And my grandmother used to say, look, gimme got shot. And whether you like it or not, I think a lot of people don't want to deal with or understand people's struggle to get where they're at, because if you knew what I had to go through to get where I'm at, and I'm giving you some of what I got, at that point, you would have some responsibility, because if I went through hell and high water to get somewhere, and you take it and you just are not responsible and respectful of what I gave you, then that means you don't care about me that much. You don't. So at the end of the day, we're going to have an issue. And the sad part about it is, and what I'm going to end on it is this. Some of y'all don't realize the struggle that your parents and your grandparents went through, the sacrifices that for you, some of y'all ain't willing to make that sacrifice for yourself or your kids. Because, some of y'all wasn't told about the sacrifices and y'all think y'all above sacrificing for somebody else. Somebody sacrificed for you, but it's you sacrificing for somebody else is beneath you, right? And that's how some of y'all are with your own, in your relationships and your friendships with your family and even with your own children. It's like, I ain't doing nothing for you, And now people have to struggle because of your selfishness, or your lack of concern. So I think that's another part that has to be added to it. But tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace. You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna say it again.